So our thing is called Funds for Fun by Haley, Olivia, Timothy, and Trevor. And this is our logo.
So kids need more books in the library so they have more genres to read, and so they have more to read. So books can help with kids learning more things, being more creative, and have more artistic ability. And so like fiction books can help with creativity, and nonfiction helps with learning, and like graphic novels help with art. So our overview is we're going to be doing one of these three things. So the first one is going to be setting up like a carnival for people to go on rides in and pay admission fees. The second one is going to be a bake sale that we'd be baking like muffins or cookies or something. And then the third one would be a donation box down in the office.
So this is our budget, and we actually have a budget plan for these. This is the budget plan for the bake sale. We had the price of cookies, brownies, and muffins, like the price per to make it, and then 50 per day for a week, and we calculated all that. Oops, sorry. And it was $82.50. And for the donation box,
basically, if we didn't decorate the donation box at all, we could probably just get a cardboard box from somewhere that somebody's not using, which wouldn't cost anything because we would just borrow it or take it. The cost for things to decorate other things with, like stickers and markers, and to get stuff like that, it's pretty cheap, so it costs like $10.
And then here is the budget plan for the carnival. And so we found a website, and it had like games we could buy, all sorts of carnival games we could buy for it. So I looked at a bunch of those and added them all up, and it was $450 in carnival games plus food. So in total it was $600. And
okay, so we did have certain limitations to how far we could take the project. Like for example, space was a major concern, considering the fact that the library doesn't have a ton of space for more books. So a way we thought we could fix that was a lot of LA teachers collect books in their rooms, so I'm sure some of the LA teachers would be happy to take some books off our hands. And another one was just space in general, finding the space in the cafeteria to set up the bake sale, the space outside in the playground to set up the carnival, and the specific place in the office for where the donation box was a big concern.
for the timeline, we'd have the donation box, we'd put it in the office, and it'd be in there from whenever we set it up till the end of the school year for anyone to donate to. And for the bake sale, it would be for a week from the start of the school day to the last lunch hour for kids to buy things from it at schools. And for the carnival, we'd have it on a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
So more specific dates for when it would be. The carnival would be on either the first or second Saturday in November. Saturday because it could be close to all day, so people could come at whatever time they needed to if they had something going on earlier or later in the day. And on a Saturday because it doesn't take up school time, so kids will still be learning the full school week. And for the bake sale, it would be from the beginning of school to the last lunch hour for the first week of November, the first week so that it could happen as soon as possible. And from the beginning of the day to the end of the lunch hour so that people could get it during like breakfast, and then after lunch there would be a bunch of food going around school. And then for the donation box, it would be set up on a Saturday but announced on Monday in November. Done on Saturday so that people don't walk in while we're trying to set it up, and announced on Monday because most people are here on Mondays, so a lot of people can hear about it. And the project will be successful if we actually do get a lot of books for the library and LA teachers' rooms.
Pros and cons of having a donation box in the office. Each one has its own pros and cons about it. The pros and cons of having a donation box would be the most cost effective, so that's a good thing about it. So it would cost the least amount of money to put in the office, because you just have a cardboard box put in the office and decorate it with some stickers and markers. But the bad thing about having a donation box in the office is that it's boring and not as many people will donate because they have nothing to get out of it. Pros and cons of having a bake sale. The bake sale has its own pros and cons too. The good things about having a bake sale would be that people will come to the bake sale to get all the pastries so they can actually eat it, and everybody likes eating, so. And
True.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
And cons of having a bake sale would be it would cost a lot more money than the donation box because it's not just, it's something that you can just set up in 2 seconds without no money to spend. Pros and cons of having a carnival. The good thing about having a carnival would be that a lot of people would just go to the carnival because it's really fun and entertaining. But the bad thing about having a carnival is that it would have to have a lot of labor to set up. It would have to have lots of money to put into the carnival.
Thank you for considering. Any questions?
With the carnival being so expensive and the books being not super duper expensive, do you think it would be more cost effective to like do more bake sales throughout the year, or find like smaller scale fundraisers like movie nights or something like that, where you can do things more often that might be cheaper but you'll be spending less and getting a little bit more? Does that make sense? Like, is the carnival worth it at the end of the day with how much you'll have to spend?
I thought about that, and one thing I thought about was that getting a lot more books at one time, like I feel like the carnival would attract a lot of people because carnivals are fun. And if it raised more than the $600, like $700 or $800, we would be able to pay back the full cost and get a lot more books at one time, so more kids would have more to read.
I have a question about the carnival too. So you said that you had done some research and the carnival itself would be like $450. So were you thinking along the lines of like a school carnival, like the smaller games and stuff that would be the carnival, or the rides, or what kind of where I'm?
Yeah, we don't really have like big rides like roller coasters
Yeah.
or anything like that. It's more of like the regular like games.
Like at a school carnival.
Yeah.
And so if you did that kind of a setup, who would you get to run that and set up? And you mentioned the labor, but I just wondered if you'd given thought to
We've
who
thought
that would be.
advertising it to get volunteers to help out with setting it up and running it as well.
Okay, cool.
Will there be a cost for the carnival? Like, I don't think to get in, but like to play a game or to do that, like how are you going to make up the costs besides?
Yeah, there'll be an admission fee to go to the carnival, and
Did you figure out what that would be?
Yeah, like $15 for adults and $10 for kids.
And is this focused just on books here at Grandview, or?
Did you look into where you might purchase the books, and did you do any research on the type of books that kids would want?
We haven't done that yet. I was considering it, but we pretty much just put strict facts for fundraising on the
Okay.
side.
So where is this carnival going to take place?
It's like in November, some of the Saturdays in November.
It would be
Where?
it would
I
be
think so.
outside in on the playground area. in the
Okay,
field.
all right.
Jack?
I kind of like what Miss Julie was saying, but so you said the carnival would cost like $600, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you think you could just use that $600 to buy books? Like, do you think you would earn more money at the carnival, or with like, do you think you would earn more money at the carnival, or just like would it be a waste?
Well, a lot of people like going to carnivals, and I think if we got a bunch of people to go there, we'd probably get more than that, if it goes well.
And adding to that, we're gonna have it for multiple days, so it's not just gonna be one day of a carnival and then it's over. Like some of like the school carnivals that we have, like for events.
I was gonna ask too, where are you getting your money to pay for the carnival?
We might use our own and hope pay it back with the money we earn from the thing and our good profit for it.
Or we could wait for the carnival a little bit and then add up the bake sale and the donation box money and use a little bit of that for the carnival.
Good point.
Okay, one more question for the audience.
Sure.
What would make the bake sale stand out from the normal cookies that you can buy at our school?
They would be homemade, we would make them.
And we have more than
not
cookies.
fresh.
And we're not just having cookies either. We're having brownies and muffins too. So it's not just the cookies.
Plus, I'm pretty sure the way we priced it, it was cheaper.
Yeah.
And